Hello everybody. Today I am going to use a little sketch that I did earlier, and I'm going to make it into a much bigger picture. So let's start by showing you the little sketch that I did in my Sea White of Brighton sketchbook, which I know what you're all thinking, not that great, but at least I was able to just show what kind of leaves, the little flowers that had got 5 petals on them, and it was just so that I could put something down so as I could do something bigger when I got home, and look up what it was that I was doing a sketch of anyway. So that was the little sketch that I did in my small, I think it's about 5.5 inch by 5.5 inch sketchbook. And then I had to look up what it was that I'd found. And for all intents and purposes, I think it's Germander Speedwell. And so I have put my reference picture up in the corner there for you to see. I just took a photo of it from this wild ID card that's got the woodland plants in, and I will leave a link below to this, well, to all of the wild ID cards, because they're absolutely brilliant little cards to, if you're not sure what it is, they really help you identify what it is that you're looking at. So that's that. Let's move that one out of the way. What have we got today? We have got this is A3, and it is cold pressed paper, 300 GSM, and I've already taped it down. I'm going to be using my Michael Harding paints, so yep, from there, some of those colours. I think I will probably use the lavender, and then I'll mix up some greens between the olive, the moss, and the perylene green. So I'll probably use those 3 greens. But I'm going to be doing this in a slightly different way. I am not going to be doing it, how can I put it, just as an illustration. Not going to be doing that. So I'm going to start off with quite a big brush. Let's have my size 12 Van Gogh. I want my spray water bottle because I'm going to be doing a background here. And so this is going to be a more abstract kind of version. And I'm going to use my pen over the top of this watercolour background, because we all know that I quite like line and wash. So initially, I just want to get something in the background here. And I think I'm going to start with this perylene green, which is quite dark, but I don't want too much of it. And I don't want too much of it that's too dark. So I'm going to then water that down a bit, like so. Just get a little bit of background in there. Okay, then I think I want to put, what shall we put next? We need the leaves, and I think I'm going to go with the olive green. Yeah. Oh, croaky voice. I'm going to go with my olive green. And I'm going to water that down quite a bit, because what I want to do is try and get these leaves in, but I'm going to try and blur them out. So they're quite zigzaggy leaves, and I just want to give an impression of them. And I don't want them to be, you know, too exact. Yeah. So there we go. One big leaf there. And then perhaps we will have, how should we have it? Maybe coming across here. So I'm just kind of giving a zigzaggy effect. If you can see what I'm doing here. Try and get that shape a bit better. So it's not exact, but just something along those lines. So these are pretty big, and then I think we'll have a third one coming down here. So probably, can I do this upside down? Maybe not, we'll see. Let's see if I can zigzag upside down. Well, not that it matters too much, because we are just leaving an impression of a leaf. Like so. So we've got some big ones there. And then now when I look at it, the stems or stalks are quite a reddy brown. So why don't we use red ochre of France? Let's have a look at that maybe. Probably not too bad. Now I'm not actually going to put stalks as such in here. I'm just going to add the colour in. So that my background reflects the colours that I'm seeing. I'm hoping this is going to make sense. And I just want to make sure that there is some colour on the edge here. It says I've got an edge to my painting. But I'm quite happy to leave some of those white bits. Okay. I'm going to dry this because this is stage 1. Let's just... Right. That's dry enough, as they say. So now I want to get this lavender colour in. Okay, here we go. Here's my lavender. Ooh, it's mixing with that red. Never mind, we'll just go on the edge here. And I'm just going to roughly put some of this blue in, this lavender blue. We might take it from the... There we go. I'm not actually doing flower shapes, as you can see. This is still our background. So I just want to get some of this blue colour in. Or this lavender colour in. I don't want that to be quite so harsh on the edge. Let's just add a bit more water in there, just to soften that a bit. I think that will do nicely. So we've got that in there. Can I keep going? I really want to add some of this moss green in. And maybe get some smaller leaf shapes in. How can we get those jaggedy edges? Let's just... get like that, maybe. And then a bit more of this moss green. Wish we have another one coming up here. So I'm not... still doing everything really loosely, if we can see. Just so that we get some smaller ones in. Don't want everything to be big. That lends itself to one, I think. And we're just giving an impression of these leaves, and as you can see, I'm not keeping it true to the picture. Let's get one in here. A little small one maybe. And let that come down like that. Now, do I want to blur any of that a bit more? Let's just get my... let's get my sponge out. Just so that there's... few lines that are there. Right, time to dry yet again. Right, there we go. So remember, I'm making this a lot more abstract, and I'm going to kind of blow up the flowers. I'm not going to do lots of little flowers. What I'm going to do next, because that I think is dry enough. Now then, what size is that? 0.3. What's this one? No, that's 0.5. 0.3. Let's go with 0.3 to start off with. So this is a black fine liner. Doesn't matter what make you've got. And what I want to get in is they've only got 4 petals, haven't they? And a little round center. So I just want to get some of these in, and they're kind of that kind of shape. So let's go with that. And then maybe one there. And we just want it to be quite kind of loose. We can go over it several times. We've got these lines. And then we've obviously got this bit in the middle there. Okay. And I'm just picking where there's already a bit of blue, really. Maybe we can have one that's a little bit more kind of on its side. a little bit like so. This looks like a nice big one, doesn't it? So let's maybe get this one in. And then those lines coming out. Like so. Yeah, maybe here. Maybe one here. Maybe we'll have that one with its petals coming around. Maybe it's partly hidden, so we only get to see 3 of the petals from that angle. And maybe we can have a nice big one here. Let's see if we can. We've got one very big one there. Maybe we have another one that's kind of more on its side but going the other way. So we need some petals going like that, maybe. Okay. And then we'll have some stalks coming down. And we need these little and that's kind of hidden a bit more, because I think what we will do is we will have one of these kind of leaves coming down there. And we've got a centerpiece, and then yeah, we've got these lines like so, and we can have this one crossing over. Somehow we have these tiny little leaves up near the top where the flowers are, don't we? And that one then can just come down there. And this one can go over there. So that we've got some movement going on. Little one, little one. Now I need some more of these big leaves. And I think maybe we need one coming off here. So let's see if we can get you in. And this is an interpretation of, it's not, we're not doing this because it's an exact replica of, if you like. I think we could probably do with another big leaf somewhere here. Let's do one here. See if we can get this in. I'm finding these leaves quite hard to do, but never mind. This will be attempt number 1 of many, I expect. Let's just get some more of those coming down like that. Okay. So we've got that going on. It's almost, let me think how we can balance this a little bit more. Maybe we can just have some kind of grasses here and there that cross over to add a bit more interest going on, like so. Yeah, I prefer that. Right, now let's go back and take our lavender, and I'm going to water this down again in a minute. I just want to get a bit more of that lavender in to where these flowers are. Where's my sponge gone? So I'm just going to bring some of that out a bit. So in other words, I want it to look messy. I don't want it to look as if I've coloured them in. I think that is much better. And then I want to do the same with these leaves. I want to get a bit more colour into them, but I'm not colouring in. It's messy. So it's just an impression of, if you like. I want to get some splats in. So I'm going to use my lavender and get some splats in here. Like so, which I think gives it some movement. And then when that's dry, I'm going to get some white in there. But first, let's get it dry. Okay, back again. And I think that is dry enough. I have noticed when looking at these little flowers that we've got these little like stamen things coming out that I haven't done. And so I think, shall I do the white first? I don't know whether to use my Uniball Signo or whether to use my trusty bleed proof white. Let's just try one of the flowers. Let's try you with the white. Not hugely effective. Okay, bleed proof white it is. So I've got a smaller brush now. This is a number 6. And now let's see if we can get that white in there. Oh, that's much better. I'm probably getting my head in the way now, aren't I? No, maybe not. But I needed to show that little white bit. And then we've got these white bits going on here as well. So this is, I'm using this and it's fairly dry. It's a little bit of sort of dry brush technique almost. And I think that that's, I probably don't need too much on that little one. Just adding something here, I think. Right, I think they look much better, but I need to add in the stamens. Is that what they're called? Oh gosh, my knowledge is not so great, is it? So this is not about doing a botanical replica. This is about my sketch and what I saw today, and then taking it further from my sketch into something that has, for me, has a feeling to it and movement to it. Making it my own, really. I need to do something to these leaves. Let's get the Perylene green back out. And let's just get a little bit of that Perylene green going on in places. And I will soften that out again in a moment, because I think we just need a little bit more interest. Yes, it just needed something there. Still not worrying about being, you know, I'm not drawing it, I'm just giving those leaves a little bit of shadow and light, really, I suppose. So let's take our fine liner again and see if we can get some of these little stamens in, which I think adds to it. I'm not even doing these particularly carefully. They kind of stick out. And I think that adds a bit more to it. Let's just get some in here. Right. So I think that gives it even more movement. Perhaps we need a bit more there. And that just looks too tidy. So I'm just going to roughen that up a little bit so that it's go over the lines a few more times to make them a bit more wobbly, give it a bit more character. And then I might like it a little bit better. There, I do. I like that a lot better. Okay, I am not going to... Do I want to do anything else? Do I really need a bit more? I think I'm going to mix a bit of the lavender with the... What colour is this? Blue Verditer. Blue Verditer. Yes, that's quite a nice colour. And just get a bit more of that blue in there. And I might just add a bit of this Blue Verditer in the bottom in places. It's kind of not screaming the blue to me that I want. The lavender's very pretty, but I think I just want to get just a little bit of the blue in there, and I think that that might just help it to pop a little bit more. Yes. Right. I am going to unclip, and I'm going to take this masking tape off. Which way round do we go? Right, this is where I usually tear everything. So let's try and do this as carefully as I can. Okay, moving around. And then oh, I've done it. It didn't tear this time, folks. Right. So let me bring this up a little bit higher for you. I might have to go sideways, possibly. No, it doesn't look nice sideways. I tell you what, let's... How can we do this? Right, if I go right up like this, then you will see the effects that I've got, and that they really aren't, you know, they're not... I haven't coloured them in. Can you see that? And if I pop that back down again, you can see that we've gone from an inkling of an idea that just helped me to remember what is it that I've seen, what do I want to do when I get back, to this line and wash. And in this case it was the wash first and then the line. No right or wrong way when it comes to a line and wash. You can do it either way, but yeah, I think I am pretty happy with that. I think it's rather lovely. So there you go. maybe that will inspire you to do a small little sketch and then take it further when you get back, and not necessarily do things where we're desperately trying to make them look realistic or copy them. Yeah, try and make it your own, and I think that reflects me quite nicely. Hope you enjoyed that. Not too long a one today. This is an extra, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I've got videos that are due to come out. When are they due to come out? Unless you're a member, and you will have already seen them. But I've got videos that are already due to come out. I've got one coming out on Monday next week, and one coming out Thursday, and one coming out Saturday next week. So next week is pretty much covered. This is just a bonus one because I was inspired today. So have a good day, have a good evening. Hope you've got a little bit of sunshine like I have. Stay safe, stay calm, stay healthy, and I will see you next time.